There's nothing worse than getting your cards back from grading and seeing anything but that PSA 10. That moment right there is where most people lose money. Not when they buy the card, but what they do next. If you're new here, my name is Eric Michael. I've been buying and selling sports cards since 2015, and since 2020, I've helped thousands of people learn how to do the same. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through exactly what to do when your card does not grade a 10, how to handle it the right way. And if you want the full step-by-step breakdown, I put a free PDF in the description below so you can reference it at any time. Let's get into it. There's 3 parts to this video. Part number 1 actually starts before you ever get the card back from grading. There are ways to minimize your downside. There are plenty of cards out there you could buy for, let's say, $200, and a PSA 9 is $250, and a PSA 10 is $600. Good numbers, right? Because if it gets a PSA 9, you'll around break even, maybe lose a little bit of money. But there's plenty of cards out there where it might sell for $200 raw, but PSA 9 is $120. Right? Avoid those cards, especially if you're newer, right? Also, to piggyback on top of that, I can't tell you how many times I see people buy cards for $5 because a PSA 10 is $100, but a PSA 9 is also $5, and the gem rate is 30%. That math doesn't make much sense because in the long run, you're not really making much money unless you get really lucky. Because if you buy a card for $5 and you spend $25 to get it graded plus $10 in shipping, you're into it for $40 plus. And if it gets a PSA 9, it's only selling for $5 to $10. You're losing a lot of money. Okay, especially if that card is harder to grade, you're gonna lose a lot of money a lot of the time. Buy stuff where your risk is minimal. The great thing about sports cards is a lot of the time you can see what the card will sell for when it grades. Number 2, so you get a card back from grading. Let's say it's a PSA 9, a PSA 8, a PSA 7. When do you crack it out of the holder versus not? Pretty simple. Once again, all you need to do is just look at the sales. Generally speaking, a PSA 8 and below for modern cards, no good. Usually it's gonna sell for less than raw. So let's say you have a card for $200 and PSA 9 is $230, but a PSA 8 is $170, and you get a PSA 8, just crack it out of the case so it sells for $200 instead of $170. I'm not saying deceive people and lie. If somebody asks you, was this card graded? You tell them, yes, this card was a PSA 8. If someone asks you, hey, do you think this card will grade? How's the condition? Say, hey, look for yourself. But if cards usually going to do better raw than a PSA 8, tons of people who buy and sell sports cards don't really know what they're doing. And if they see a nice shiny raw card, the allure of it getting a PSA 10 will increase its value. Once again, it's just a game. You need to look at the sales. Sometimes cracking out a PSA 9 makes sense. I've seen plenty of cards that might be raw $200 and a PSA 9 is $160. And the reason that happens is because cards will sell for a premium sometimes because of the chance of getting that PSA 10. Number 3, so let's say you got some cards back from grading and there were PSA 8s, PSA 9s. Sell now or wait. So let's use a hypothetical example. You bought a bunch of Jaden Daniels cards back in January and you got them back from grading and you got a bunch of PSA 9s. Let's say you did a bad job. Should you wait until maybe June, July, August when the market heats up and sell it, or just sell it right now? So it depends on your budget, right? Let's take a $200 card, for example, and let's say you have 2 options. You could sell it now and let's say lose $50 because you spend money getting it graded and shipping, etc. Or you could wait 3 months and you'll break even. You'll be able to, that card will go up $50 more and you'll break even. Most people, because they don't understand what opportunity cost is, they will wait because they can't stand losing money. They hate it. But what they don't realize is if you just took your small loss now and sold it for $200, you could take that money and then rinse and repeat again 1 or 2 times over before this card ever went up $50 more, okay? Now, if you have a big budget and you can just buy, and you don't need to sell cards right now because you're not limited on cash, then yes, hold it. It's all budget dependent. I get the question all the time, should I hold or should I wait? It depends on your budget. If you're limited on cash, it's always best to sell now. Even if the card goes up 50% in the next 3-4 months, you can make more money with that than that grading cards if you do it correctly, obviously. So hopefully that makes sense. That's what to do if your cards don't grade a PSA 10. There's a free PDF down below in the description. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.